1, 2, 3. Hello, good people. It's me, David. Hopefully having a phenomenal day today. Just wanted to show everybody this. Okay, people. Right now, I get messages all day, probably about 30 or 40 messages through Facebook. People are asking me, "Is this real? Why are you twice as expensive and all this?" Hopefully you can see down the bottom of this image, they're listing about 30 or 40 different government offices throughout Australia saying that they use their services. So over the last few days, I've called a couple of these offices to be, where is it? About 14 of these offices, 14 offices, including the office of Anthony Albanese, because it's written right there, office of the Prime Minister of Australia is using their services. None of them know who these people are. They've never heard of it. They don't have an AI answering service. And I've emailed them as well, the screenshot, because I emailed them first, the screenshot, and I said, I will be calling you from this phone number in 1 hour. None of them know who they are. And what's happening right now is, I think I've explained this in another video, there's a lot of sales agents in Australia that you call and they'll say, we can do this for you. And the setup fee is, for an appointment setter, just an appointment only, it's $1,500. They're all charging around that figure. Give or take $200-300. And what the sales agent isn't the person that makes it, that person's in another country. And what they're doing is they're asking for that $1,500. Okay, it's a $1,500 setup fee. That's fine. I mean, I charge that. Now, the issue is, that's it. It'll run for a month, then they'll say, oh, yeah, it was 48, but we've realized that you're getting way too many calls and it's going to cost you $300-400. Actually, it depends on if it's a web chat service. They're saying it's going to cost $300-400. Or if it's the voice chat, they say it's $600-800. Now, this is a scam. And I don't want the emails anymore, so I'm making this video. I don't want the Facebook messages. That $1,500, they don't even do it right. I'm a little bit angry at people thinking that this somehow is legitimate. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit angry at people, not the scammers. I expect scammers to scam. But here's how they do it. Is that $1,500 that is given to them, they are copying a template that they've got. And I don't like this method. I like to do everything, start at zero for every client, because every client is different. It doesn't matter if it's a motor mechanic. And a motor mechanic, you don't just duplicate. You start again, you ask some specific questions, and you attempt to tailor and edit and modify your AI agent to act like the actual customer, the business, okay? But what they're doing is they're duplicating. There's another issue they're doing. They don't really do frequently asked questions. They're just purely appointment setting. But AI works like this right now. Everybody's heard of ChatGPT, or there's the Google Gemini, there's Anthropic Claude, there's many models. Even X have one called Grok, and it's not really important. But what they're doing, this is why it's very important to do things from zero with every client. Because what they're doing is when they duplicate, they're actually bunching businesses together. So there's one AI agent who's not just doing one business, but this AI agent is doing maybe 4, maybe 8 businesses. Now what happens here is these agents, you consider them people, okay? Now if you give one person one task, they can normally do that task. So I'll give you a really good example. In my AI agent, let's just say we do registration, we will register a new customer, we will make new appointments, and we will organize reschedules, okay? Now, I do things a little bit differently. When people want to reschedule or cancel, I will send an email to the business, to my client, instead of automatically doing it, because I don't want to upset their schedule. The appointment is already on their schedule and I don't want to upset that for them. So it's best just to make a quick 5-minute phone call. Hey, I saw you wanted to cancel. No problem at all. Done. And then they can actually just go onto the Google Calendar and edit it themselves. But I use, for one AI agent, I don't have one agent doing the reschedule, the appointment, and the registration. I have 3 agents. So one AI agent does one thing, and the reason is reliability, and the system doesn't start losing its mind, because that's what happens. AI is not intelligent. It needs to be programmed. It needs specific instructions. It needs a lot of safeguards. It needs a lot of redundancy built into it. And I'm not too sure. I think that a lot of the media reports are that AI is just so intelligent. I mean, I'm just reading it and I'm writing up the code for an AI appointment agent and I'm going, it's not. It makes a lot of mistakes along the way. That's why you've got to know how to write everything up yourself. If you're relying on somebody else to do it who doesn't think safeguards are important, who doesn't think building redundancy into the system is important, well, you're going to lose business and it's going to look bad for you. But I will use in one AI agent 3. When I have my agent doing 3 things, I use 3 agents. And what these services are doing that aren't based in Australia, but they may have an Australian sales agent, they give them like $100 for every sale, $200. I've spoken to people that do this. They will have one agent working like a business, then another business, then another business. So now, and this business might have a registration and an appointment, okay, and a reschedule. So one agent will be doing 9 processes. Whereas for me, for one business where there's 3 processes, I have 3 agents, which builds reliability, safeguards, and it keeps the AI agent focused. So these things, big warning, they may work sometimes, but sometimes they'll fail. People are already messaging me, and I'm not going to show anybody, but they're saying people call and it drops out 5 times. Yeah, because the AI is trying to do too much. And that is why they can bring prices down, but the quality drops dramatically. But they'll take the $48 a month for 1 or 2 months because they've just got $1,500 for the setup fee. So it'll run fine for 2 months. Then they will say, oh, you're receiving too many calls. I got a message this morning which just set me off. They've had it for 2 months and they just got a bill for the third month for 780 Australian, $780 has the, $780, okay? I don't think GST is actually charged because it's being done from India, but $780 for a simple telephone appointment bot. This same person 2 months ago, when I spoke to them, I said, for your business, for the amount of work you're doing, it'll be a $1,500 setup and about probably going to be 600 Australian dollars a month plus GST. Now this same person is saying, well, can I transfer to you? And I've said, you can't transfer. These people don't transfer. If somebody wants to leave my service, I will happily give them your file. If someone wants to leave my service, I'll give the file to the new person. They may not be able to work with it. Different systems, but they'll be able to see what's being done. But again, this person paid 780. 780. And they're being charged for their third month $780, but they were told $48 a month. And he said, why did that? I said, don't ask me. I can't help you, but I know how these things are being done. That $1,500 was to basically balance the first 2 months. Then they introduced their real figure. So please, people, think about it. Let's just say you are a plumber. Let's think about this. Now, your tap is leaking and it's the seals, okay? The washers. And now, to replace this, it's going to be, it might be a 1 hour job. Okay, now a good plumber will easily make anywhere from $650 to $1,000 a day. And 1 hour work, let's say they would just charge a flat $100 an hour, okay? Which I think would be a very reasonable price for a quality plumber. I think that I'm actually probably aiming a little bit low. So a plumber at $100 an hour says the washers need replacing. Okay, that should be done in about 1 hour and be $100 plus GST. Okay, but then you call the next person. They say, oh, that's $18. Now, the parts cost more than $18. You've got to think, wait, what are they doing differently? That's what you've got to think. And just to let you know that the money these people are charging, you can't even buy the applications required to do that job. Just to let you know, people, you cannot. That says $48 a month. You cannot do it. At the minimum basic standard service fee from the companies who host the AI modeling is at least 3 times that. So again, it's all about thinking. Some things in life can be cheap. Straws. A toothbrush might cost, $3, $4, $5. Okay? It's really simple to put together. They've already got machines to do it. With AI, you've got to be able to work on it yourself. That takes labor, human input, sometimes multiple people. And it cannot be done on the cheap, because that will remove the quality, the redundancy, the safeguards. And all you've got to do is, when you see ads like this, you've got to think, is it really that cheap? I mean, to be honest with you, even just purchasing the telephone number, if you're a reasonably busy business, it's going to cost you more than $48 a month. Okay. So this makes no sense to me, other than what the email I got. And the I was just thinking, you know, of course you can't, it has private information on it. If I was only given a court subpoena, I would make it, or give it to the court, no problem at all. But this is happening more and more. And I think that what it comes down to is that whenever there's a new thing going on, there's a lot of scammers. Okay? They come in and they take everything they can. They'll lie, cheat, mislead you. It doesn't matter, especially if they're not in the country. And they'll just take whatever they want, and they'll make things up, and they'll say it's your fault. We all know this, because we see this every day on a current affair in Australia and on the news. And right now there's multiple things like NDIS and a lot of student working holiday and skilled visa scams. It's always like that. You just need to think, people, why is his service 300 but his is 48? What's the difference? And you know, it's quite obvious what they're doing. So be very careful. If you're going to use an AI appointment application or somebody to build one for you and to maintain it, make sure they know what they're doing. They can actually do it themselves from scratch. They can understand your business needs. And you just have to think, what would be a reasonable price for this? Just like the plumber scenario. If one plumber is offering $100 to change the washers and it's going to take an hour, and another one says $18, you got to think. You just got to use your brain. What's going on with this guy for $18? How can he do that? Because if he charged $18 an hour, he couldn't live in Australia. He couldn't afford to live in a house. He couldn't afford to purchase tools. He couldn't afford the gas to come here. What's going on? You just got to think like that. And it does get me a little bit frustrated when I get these messages. So hopefully this video will stop me receiving those messages through Facebook. I'm sorry you got scammed, but the price was too good to believe, but you chose to believe it. So there's nothing anybody can do for you. You just got scammed. You just got to think. You just have to use your brain for 1 minute and say, is the price too good to believe? And if it is probably a scam. Okay? So anyway, good people, I'm sorry this is happening, but there's nothing I can do about it. All I can tell you is, I make everything myself. If your business has a specific need, I can accommodate for it 75% of the time. Some things you just can't do with AI yet. So when these people promise you everything, and then 3 months later you've got a bill for $780, you're thinking, wait, it was only 48. Well, there's nothing you can do about it. That was the game from the get-go, because the price was too good to believe. Anyway, good people, have a fantastic day. Please message these officers and ask them if they're using this service. Please do it. Please do it. Please do it. You can message me and I'll give you a list of I'll give you the list of the officers that they claim they work with, and you can call them yourself, because none of these people None of these officers know what this is. Okay, good people. Have a fantastic day. And just remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it is not. It is too good to be true. Okay, bye-bye.